It's new. Get ready.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to episode 37 of the Play to Win podcast. My name is Tyler, and I am hosting again this week. And I'm joined, as always, by my amazing co-host, Keiran. What is going on with you, buddy?
Well, been pretty good, just a busy week as usual. Nothing too eventful.
Yeah, it's almost done with school, right? You're almost done. The busyness is about to be
passed.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah. I was like, no, so I've got 3 years to go.
No. I meant for the semester. I meant semester.
Yeah.
The semester is almost done. All the uni tests and assessments, they're about to be in the past for a few weeks at the very least.
Yes, I have one more on the 14th, and I don't have one till the end of January.
Look at that. Won't he do it? Won't he do it for you? You'd love to see it. Remember, this is the Play to Win podcast, a show where we break down the week's biggest gaming news through in-depth discussion. There are timestamps down in the description if you want to bounce around and listen to certain parts. Go check out our website, playtowingames.wordpress.com. It's a home for all our content over there. Check out our Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Twitter and Instagram is at Play to Win Game. Check that out for updates on the show and other things we may post. Subscribe to us over on YouTube, Play to Win. Hit the notification bell as well so you know as soon as videos go live. Like, share, comment, all this stuff. It's appreciated. We love it when you do it. It helps us out. So please do all those things. Same goes for all podcast services. Review, 5-star review, preferably. Comment, share the show with other people. We love all those things. So please do it. Thank you for all the love and support that we get each and every week. And with all that being said, we got 2 main topics for this episode. And the first one is the Game Awards 2021 recap. That'll be what we focus on mostly this week.
Yeah.
But our second topic is a report that came out about Bungie's workplace culture from IGN. It's a really deep, in-depth report. We're not going to go too deep in-depth on it because it's very dense and very lengthy. But we will briefly talk about it later on in the episode. But first, we do have some brief mentions to get to. Brief mentions this week, of which we really don't have a lot, thankfully. First brief mention here, Banjo-Kazooie is coming to Switch Online Plus expansion pack in January. Nintendo announced. Great for Banjo-Kazooie fans. It's the second N64 game in by the time January comes, that'll be 3 months. Not the best rate, but I mean, it's something, I guess, but It's also still a bit disappointing at the same time. Garfield is the first free DLC character for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. I believe he is in the game as of right now. So go play as Garfield if you already want to.
Fun fact, my nickname was Garfield.
Wow, I wonder why. Genuinely wonder why. Do you not like Mondays? Do you like spaghetti?
Just one time at my old job, somebody saw me buying lasagna and was like, "Oh, you're ginger and likes lasagna. That seems a bit like Garfield," and it just kind of stuck.
See, I thought it was spaghetti that he liked, not lasagna. It's like I had lasagna in my head, but I was like, I don't think that's the right one. I think it's the other one. That's funny though. The Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection is coming to PS5 on January 28th, PC at a later date that has not been announced as of yet. There's a $10 upgrade fee for owners that have the PS4 version of Uncharted 4 or Lost Legacy. If you don't have either one of those, you got to pay full price. Or if you have a digital PS5 and have the disc versions of those games, you got to pay full price. You can't, put your disc into a discless console. So sorry. GTA Online is getting a story expansion on December 15th called The Contract, featuring Franklin and Dr. Dre. This is kind of like building on that Dr. Dre rumor we heard some time ago about him having new music in a GTA game. And it's cool. This takes place like years after the end of GTA 5. And Franklin, he's rich. He has a celebrity company that he has running on and stuff. It's cool. I'm sad it's an online expansion, not a main story DLC, but maybe they'll get me to play. Most likely they won't. I haven't touched GTA Online since 2013. So yeah, not happening. Ubisoft also, they announced Quartz this week, which is a new NFT cosmetic system, and they plan to implement it into Ghost Recon Breakpoint first. No one likes this announcement. Ubisoft put a video up on Twitter, not Twitter, on YouTube for the announcement, and like promptly delisted it because it had like 92% disrate ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no one likes that, and it's a thing. It's a thing that people just are not on board with. Did you have something to say about that? I thought you did.
I did not know. I
That
was
was just a
simply
sigh,
breathing.
a sigh at
Yeah.
Ubisoft's just poor decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Halo Infinite, Jason Schreier, he did a Bloomberg, kind of a expose report of sorts on Halo Infinite. It's not one of his lengthy ones that he's known for from Kotaku, but it does talk a bit about the trouble behind the scenes development on the game. So definitely go check that out if you have not read it already. PlayStation, they have acquired Valkyrie Entertainment, making it their 17th internal studio. For those who do not know, Valkyrie Entertainment, they have worked as a support studio on games such as God of War 2018, Halo Infinite, Forza Motorsport 7, and are currently working on God of War Ragnarok alongside Sony Santa Monica. So congrats to that team. Looking forward to the work that they do on other games in the future. I don't know too much about them. Got to read more into them, but hey, got another support studio over there, Sony. Now, although Sony has acquired a studio, they have dropped someone from their team. George Casiopo, a senior vice president at Sony Interactive Entertainment, was fired after appearing to be caught in a pedophilia sting video. This kind of made the rounds over the weekend before we recorded the last episode, and then by that Monday, Sony was like, "Yeah, he's gone. We fired him." So that is good that they were right on top of that. Going back to Ubisoft, though, they haven't admitted that they have lost people's trust after all the harassment allegations have come on out. At least they did that. And going over to Activision Blizzard now with more harassment situation stuff. Raven Software employees, they held a walkout over the recent QA layoffs of the company, and their walkout gained support from other Activision Blizzard companies as well. So other teams in Activision Blizzard umbrella, they were holding their own little walkouts over with their studios. And at these walkouts, employees were handing out unionization cards, like, "Hey, let's form a union and stuff." And after that happened, in response to that, one of the executives over at Activision Blizzard sent out an email to employees basically saying, "Hey, maybe think about doing that first. We encourage you to do what you want, but think about the consequences of unionizing." So, and of course, that email came out, and people are like, "Don't do that, Activision.
Yeah.
Don't do that." And kind of also something else that happened this week over at Activision Blizzard, a current Blizzard employee held a press conference with attorney Lisa Bloom about her experience at the company with harassment and so on and so forth. If you want to read more about that, by all means, go online and check that out. There are definitely articles about it. But Lisa Bloom, she's from what I've come to understand, a noteworthy attorney in cases like this. So her being brought in on this is yet another big important step in regards to everything going on at Activision Blizzard. A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So with all that, that's going to wrap up our brief mentions, and we'll kind of we will come back to these final harassment type things in a bit, because it did get brought up at the Game Awards. But the Game Awards 2021, it's time to talk about that now. And I feel like this show this year was really, it wasn't a bad show per se. The show itself was fine. It was super long, as it always is. It was super long. But there were decisions made with this show that have been made in previous years that I feel like this show really exacerbated and made it way more noticeable than in the past. And I saw a lot of people calling it out. But we'll talk about that as we go through recapping the show.
Yeah.
Because I think in order to actually really understand what we mean, we have to do go break step by step, how this show went, what was announced, what were the awards that were given out, so on and so forth, and how did things play out. Keiran, did you see the show? How much of it did you see? What do you know of this year's Game Awards?
So just for people who don't know, I work at 3:00 in the morning, and the Game Awards was started at 1 a.m. And I need to make food and shower and stuff before, so I only saw, I want to say, the first hour of the actual show, and then a couple of like 5-minute sections in between. So I didn't see
Mhm.
like a whole lot of it, but I did see the first hour or so.
Okay. And of what you saw, where did you think that it was good what you saw? Did you like what you saw of what you saw? Were you not on board with it?
Um, to be as polite as I can to Jeff, I was not super enamored with the Game Awards this year.
Yeah. I I think that's not an uncommon opinion. A lot of people were, saw it, they were like, props to Jeff for again continuing to put together an amazing
Yeah,
show. Like
exactly.
it's the logistics behind it is not it's you gotta imagine it's super difficult putting all these
Yeah,
things together and all. Getting all these people in the same building in a pandemic still. We're still
yep.
in a pandemic, of course. And having the celebration of the industry the way that he does, it's nothing to sneeze at all. And it that itself should be celebrated. But just the way that awards themselves are celebrated at the show leaves much to be desired. But well, you'll see what we mean as we go through recapping this show. So first off was the pre-show with a 30-minute pre-show started at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. The main show started at 8 p.m. and went on till just a little bit over 11 p.m. Um, so the pre-show kicks off. We got Sydney Goodman hosting, great host as always.
Hmm.
And first thing we start off with an announcement, a world premiere. What is this world premiere? Tunic. Tunic, the Zelda-like Fox game with the beautiful art style, came back. Real short trailer, some gameplay and everything, and a release date, March 16th, 2022. Very excited about that. I have not
Hmm.
gotten to play any of this game before. I'm very excited about this. I am all in on this game, 100%.
It's very fun.
Karen, you like it? It's a fun
Yeah,
game.
yeah. I played the demo of it when Xbox had their like demo event earlier this year. It's a lot of fun.
Nice, nice. So I'm very much looking forward to that one. Got to find time to fit that in March now,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But then they follow that up with an award, first award of the night. Who does this go to? This is the Games for Impact Award, and it goes to Life is Strange True Colors. Clap it up for them. Clap, 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 clap. I was very happy to see that. I'm like, okay, nice. They are able to accept the award like on the pre-show stage in a sense, right there on the side. Actually, I
Yeah.
want to write that down because I didn't write that down and I need to, because that's going to be a point of conversation later on. Um, but yeah, that was cool. Very happy that they won that.
Hmm.
And I don't know, I forgot if I had that as a prediction, that they were going to win that one, but I wanted them to win it and they did win it. So I'm happy that they did. Um, and speaking of predictions, real quick, a lot of our award predictions we got right. Either I got a lot of them right or you got some of them right, but a lot of them are like actually right. There's a couple there where both of us were just completely wrong on it though. And those are the ones where it's like, wow, okay.
Yeah. Just for my clarification, the W is want to win. T
Yes,
is
and the
think we
T
will.
is yes.
Yeah.
And the Games for Impact, I definitely wanted this to win, and I don't know if I thought it would.
No, you said Chicory would.
Yeah, so very happy that that Life is Strange got this award. But then we follow that up with another world premiere, not just one actually, 3 world premieres. King of Fighters 15 revealed a new fighter named Cronin. Another beta test is coming to PlayStation in December, on December 17th, actually. Then we got the announcement of Texas Chainsaw Massacre multiplayer horror game in the same vein as the Friday the 13th one. And then Homeworld 3, that's coming Q4 2022. 3 announcements, back to back to back. Okay. Then we get all the esports awards, except for best esports game. All of those out the way, just bam, bam,
Yeah.
bam, bam, just rapid fire awards. We're not going to name them because, again, we don't really care too much about the esports ones, but that happened. Follow that up with how many more world premieres? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more world premieres all in a row. The Expanse, a Telltale series, is announced, which I know fans of The Expanse are very happy about. I do not watch that show, but I know that show has a very, very, very strong fan base. So that's cool. That's happening for them. Babylon's Fall, that got a new trailer and a March 3rd release date. And now we know it's an always online game. So whether you're playing solo or not, you always have to be connected online to play that game.
Yep.
Chivalry 2, it's having a free weekend as of right now, so you're probably playing that right now. But they announced a whole new like map, objective, and weapons are coming early next year. The Christmas event is happening too. Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, the expansion, got a trailer and is coming in the summer. Thirsty Suitors got announced. And this game, coming from Annapurna Interactive, actually got a lot of excitement. From me, at least. I saw a lot of people online excited about it. It's kind of like, it's like you look, it's, how can I describe it? It's, I don't know the culture specifically. So I'll say Indian Middle Eastern culture. Let me just say that to be real broad with it. You play as I believe a teenage girl or like a young adult, like young 20s woman from that culture, and she's she's trying to deal with family expectations. So like some people in her family are trying to like pair her up with other mates and everything, because again, that's something that does happen in that culture at all. And it's kind of like the whole time I was watching the trailer, I was like, man, this looks like Scott Pilgrim versus the World, except in this, like with this this culture, this environment and everything. And I was like, I am all for this. I'm all for it. It looks really cool and really distinct and unique. And I like this perspective again from this culture that we're getting that, you typically don't get in a game.
Yeah, no, I mean, I watched the trailer for it afterwards. It looks interesting, like, and not like a bad way. Probably not going to play it. Doesn't look like my kind of game, but I do really like the premise of it. It looks like a lot of fun in that regard.
It does. Give it a shot. Give it a shot, dude. Start expanding your bubble.
Maybe
expand the bubble. Following that, we got a trailer for Evil West, and then we also got the announcement of another indie game called Have a Nice Death, coming into early access on PC in March of next year. And this game has a hand-drawn art style, kind of like Hollow Knight in a sense. And not gonna lie, the gameplay actually reminded me a lot of Hollow Knight. So when I watched this, I was like, man, this looks like a Keiran type of game right here. And I definitely want to play this.
Yeah, Keiran is all in on this game. Keiran is getting this when it comes out for sure. It looks like a lot of fun. I really love the art style of this game. Gameplay looks extremely fluid, and I'm all in on this game 100%.
It looks like a lot of fun. I definitely got to watch the trailer again, because I haven't watched it again since the Game Awards. So I want to watch it again just to enjoy it one more time. But that game looks awesome. It looks like a lot of fun. So we followed up all those announcements with another award for Best Audio Design going to Forza Horizon 5, which we both predicted as would happen as well. Yep. And we both wanted that to happen. So congratulations to them. And then got to come on to the Game Awards pre-show stage right there on the side with Sydney Goodman, accept the award. Congratulations to them. Follow that up with Takeshi Furukawa. He was talking about his new score for the game Planet of Lana and Off-Earth Odyssey, which we first heard about earlier in the year. So this new trailer that we saw today, it actually showed more of the game than we saw before. And this look at the game really sold me on it in terms of its visuals and just like the cinematography, the way that everything was framed and stuff. It reminded me a lot of Force Awakens, when Rey, she's like trying more just when she's just like exploring on the planet. Yeah. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I got that vibe from it, and I was like, I like this. It looks really cool. Really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, no, I'm actually kind of all in. I don't want to say all in on this game, but I like the look of it. I'm probably going to try it out. It immediately caught me that the art style of this game is different. If that doesn't really make sense, but
it's distinct.
Yeah, it kind of, I guess you could say I think it reminded me of Journey a little bit.
Okay. Interesting.
PlayStation, but yeah, I'm probably gonna get this game when it comes out.
Yep. And then the final pre-show announcement was that Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is coming to PS4, Switch, and PC on March 17th, which is great for fans that have played that game, but also upset basically every Persona 4 fan or Persona fan period who wants Persona 4 Golden on any platform that's not PC and Vita. Because right now, like that's the only place you can play that game. And Persona 4 Golden, highly regarded. And it's super annoying that the trailer starts off with Teddy's like, hey, ever wonder what happens after Persona 4 Golden? And it's like, I would like to know what happened in Persona 4 Golden. I don't even know what happened in that game. Please put it anywhere. That's PS4 or Switch. Please, for the love of God. So that's the thing that's happening. It's a cool announcement, though. It's part of Persona's 25th anniversary celebration.
Yeah, when I saw Persona 25 pop up, I'm be like, Tyler's losing his mind right now.
Well, I saw it. I was like, ooh, what's this? And then I saw a Teddy pop up. I'm like, okay, I know he's from Persona 4. And then they said Persona 4 Arena Ultimate. I was like, seriously now? That is not what I want. That is not what anyone wants. I mean, people will be happy with it, but no one wants that. That's not what people wanted from you popping up here,
No.
sir. So that's all the pre-show. Pre-show out the way, 30 minutes. Gets to the main show. Sting starts it off. Starts it off with a performance that was pretty good. I liked it.
Yep.
And then Jeff Keighley takes the stage, introduces everyone. He's like, welcome, nice to be here and stuff. And then he was like, all right, we got to address this. And he directly addressed everything going on in the industry in regards to harassment and all the allegations going on across the industry. And his full statement is right here. I'm going to read it in full. That way everyone knows what he said if you don't know what he said. He said, quote, we got to be real, and we can't ignore the headlines that are out there. Game creators need to be supported by the companies that employ them. I think we all agree with that. So let me just say this before we get to any of the news, announcements, or awards. We should not and will not tolerate any abuse, harassment, and predatory practices by anyone, including our online communities. We all love games, and if we want this industry to keep going, we must build an even brighter and more inclusive future. The games we play and the games that we love teach us that we can impact the world around us. And tonight, I call on everyone to do their part to build a better, safer video game industry. Speak out online, vote with your time and with your dollars. Empower these world builders who are creating the future of all entertainment, end quote. Now, he said this, and I thought it was a fine statement. I was like, you know what? Good statement. Yep. He wasn't specific about calling out Activision or Blizzard or Riot or Ubisoft. Wasn't specific about calling them out directly, but spoke more to the broad nature of how it's like happening across the industry, and also how these things also kind of happen in the online communities as well, on Reddit, Twitter, what have you. And I thought in that regard, it was a good statement. I didn't expect him to be very specific about any one company. And if he was going to be specific about any one company, we were going to be here all day with him naming names, so on and so forth. Because it's a thing that happens industry-wide. Yes, some companies are in the headlines right now. Those being Activision, of course, Ubisoft. Hence why the police sirens are coming down my block right now, because they're trying to, get right on down to Activision Blizzard and arrest Bobby Kotick. But yeah, I didn't expect it to be direct, and I thought his statement was good. A lot of people online did not, though. Keiran, what did you think?
I mean, I thought it was fine. I agree with what he said, that we can't ignore the headlines, and that, game creators, I'm reading this quote, game creators need to be supported by the companies who employ them. I think that's a very fine and accurate statement. I will say that I'm pretty sure the head of the board of the Game Awards is somebody who is at Activision Blizzard.
He's not a head. He's on the advisory board, but as Jeff Keighley said in a Reddit Q&A, like Ask Me Anything on Reddit, he was like, yeah, there's confusion about like the advisory board. I'm paraphrasing here because I don't remember exactly what he said.
Yeah.
He's basically saying that like the advisory board, they have no influence over what happens. Like I 100% own the show. Like we just needed an advisory board. I just needed them to, help me put the show together, get it started and running when I first tried to do this and everything. But they have no influence over what happens in the show and how it goes.
Yeah. I mean, regardless, I thought it was a fine statement. I thought it needed to be said, and I'm glad that he addressed it at the very start of the show.
Yeah, it needed to be said at the start of the show. There was no way it wasn't going to be done at the start of the show. Yeah. But people online, some people wanted him to be more specific and directly name names and all. and which I can understand, but at the same time, I think that I don't know if that's asking too much or being unrealistic,
Yeah.
but I think that what we got was good enough for at least what I expected, and the reality of the situation. Um, some people also though criticize this, and this is jumping ahead a tad, but we'll do like a replay in a moment. Um, some people also criticize this because he made this statement and then maybe like 10 minutes later announces a game, well, reveals a game from Quantic Dream. Quantic Dream, of course, them being the company that has been the focus of some harassment issues going on over there, harassment and discrimination and mistreatment issues over there. And I mean, they were suing journalists who were calling out these allegations and putting the
Yeah.
spotlight on them. So because of that, people were saying, so you're gonna say this, and then just a couple minutes later, announce this game from this company that is, known for having harassment allegations and so on and so forth. Great job. Just talking in one one direction, but just like doing something in the other direction entirely. The people calling it like toothless and hollow because of that.
Yeah, and I mean, I can kind of see where they come from with that, but on the other hand, it's like, I don't know. I'm not against it. I'm not entirely for it. It was a thing that happened.
Yeah, I get what they mean in regards to like the Quantum Dream thing coming shortly after, but I'm not like holding that against him or anything
exactly.
like that. Like I even saw someone online say like, I mean, this is what we're gonna do is like don't announce any games then, because as I have said, no game company is innocent. No game company is clean. Assume they're all bad unless proven otherwise, because this stuff happens industry wide. And if this is what we're gonna do, then we just kind of shouldn't spotlight any games then, which is the difficulty Jeff talking about, about wanting to address it, but also still wanting to like give attention to the games that these developers are working on, the developers who are suffering from these situations. Like their work deserves to be highlighted and shown to the world and everything. So it's a tricky situation all. But nonetheless, I do think that his statement at the beginning I thought it was good enough for what it needed to do, for how the show needed to start. And that's all I have to say on that. Do you have any final thoughts on that before we start getting into the main show and what happened there?
No, I think I've expressed everything just that it needed to be said, and I'm glad that you said it.
Nice. So after that, he brought out Giancarlo Esposito, the man from Far Cry 6 and The Mandalorian and many other things, including Breaking Bad. Brought him out to present the award for Best Indie Game, which went to Kena Bridge of Spirits. And they came onto the stage to get that. And then they also at the same time got Best Debut Indie Game. Yeah. And I think I thought it would win one, but not the other. But I wanted it to win. I wanted it to win one of them. I didn't think it would win one of them as well. Like I thought it was gonna win Best Debut Indie Game and wanted it to get that. But I thought that Death's Door would get Best Indie Game. So I was very surprised that Kena got it, and very much well deserved award right there. Then we went on to our three of the biggest announcements from the show, or three of the biggest world premieres, I should say. The first being gameplay of Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga. Got that prediction right, the both of us. No date, but we saw it was a lengthy about 7 close to 8 minute bit of gameplay footage. And at first I thought it was just like an in-engine cinematic. But then once like you see her moving and everything, I'm still thinking maybe it's just an in-engine cinematic, but then you see her moving and then the way some of the NPCs are moving and everything, I was like, oh wait, no, this is gameplay right here. I can tell because the camera cuts and stuff.
Yeah.
Karen, what did you think of this?
The gameplay for this looks absolutely insane. Like in terms of visuals. Because we didn't get like a huge amount of like gameplay, I would say. But I mean, the entire thing was gameplay. That's not to say that we didn't get a whole lot of gameplay, but like We didn't get a whole lot of gameplay. It looked like a cinematic. It did. It looked like a cutscene. They were going through Senua, is going into a cave with a bunch of her people, and then fights a giant. And everything looked like a cutscene, which is insane to me because it was gameplay.
Yeah. It looked visually really, really good. Really good. I was really like, wow, this looks amazing. And I yet to go back and like watch the actual raw upload from the Xbox channel, which I'm sure looks even better than the stream version did.
Yeah.
But I was really impressed by it. And it makes me say, you know what, I really want to get around to playing Senua's Sacrifice, which I have not gotten to in all the years that game has been out. Haven't played it yet, but I do want to. And this is making me say I gotta play it even more now because that game I got a whole lot of acclaim. So Senua's Saga here, it looks like it's I want to say it looks like it's more of what Sacrifice did, but it looks like it's also like elevating things and like like getting bigger and stuff. So that was cool. I do think, we do. I was gonna say we do need to see like more of what the game actually is like in terms of playing it, but Senua's Sacrifice, from what I understand and what I remember seeing, that was also like more of a slower game in terms of it's more of focus on the story. There's not too much like actiony stuff happening in it in terms of gameplay and everything. It's more narrative focused. So I feel like what we saw is more of a on rails portion of like the game and everything, but still fairly representative of what the gameplay might be like. So it's definitely one to keep our eye on though.
Oh, 100%. I've played a little bit of the original Hellblade. It's a lot of fun. It's a very good game. If people haven't played it, and for you as well, if you're playing it, wear headphones 100%.
That I've heard, which is also part of why I haven't gotten around to it yet, because I want to have like just the time to sit and play, just pop my headphones on and just go. So to follow that up with the announcement of Quantic Dream's game, the Star Wars Eclipse. That's what it's called. This is what it was kind of rumored to be for a while. We got confirmation it's set in the High Republic era. It is early in development. The trailer was just a CG trailer showing different characters in different environments. We see Jedi in there. We see bounty hunters. We see a character that looks to be Yoda, but it probably isn't Yoda, but maybe it is Yoda. And the Jedi Council room and all.
Yeah.
It looks interesting. And then we see also some creatures, some people beating drums and all in a very ominous way. It was a really interesting trailer. It really didn't tell us much about what the game will actually be like, what it's about and all. But I'm very intrigued by the concept. And I'm very intrigued by the world that we're possibly going to be exploring and all.
Yeah. When it popped up Lucasfilm at the start, I'm like, okay, sure. And then it cut to space. I'm like, okay, what's Star Wars? And I wondered if it was going to be something for Ubisoft's open world Star Wars game, but then immediately it was like that's way too early for that, so it's something else.
Yeah. So yeah, there's not much to say about this. We've kind of talked about this briefly before in the past, but cool announcement. Looking forward to that game. Another game that was a surprise announcement, as Jeff Keighley said, was not on the bingo sheet. Wonder Woman. She is getting a game. It's coming from Monolith, the developer behind Middle-earth, Shadow of Mordor, and Shadow of War. We didn't have a date. We didn't get a date for it. The trailer was just a CG trailer of just like panning shots revealing Wonder Woman. But if you go to the game's YouTube description, it kind of gives a bit more information there, saying that the game is really going to be about her uniting the Amazons and in the modern world and everything like that. And the game will also be a single player story-based game, and it will feature the Nemesis system. So that is very exciting. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this game is going to be all about.
Yeah. I actually didn't know it was going to include the Nemesis system, and now I'm kind of even more excited for it because the Nemesis system in Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor is really, really good, and I'm very excited to see how they incorporate that into a Star Wars game, whether that be you just have bounty hunters coming after you,
mean
or you
Wonder Woman?
Sorry, yes. For a second, I was like, yeah, we're still talking about Star Wars. No, I'm very excited to see how they incorporate that into a Wonder Woman game.
Right. And I mean, when you read the description, it says that gamers will forge deep connections with both enemies and allies as they progress from a heroic fighter into a proven leader with the Nemesis system. So I'm very excited by that. And as far as I know, Wonder Woman hasn't gotten a game, or at least like a big game like this. So the fact that it's not a Batman game, it's not a Superman game, it's Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
That is very, very, very exciting. I'm excited to learn more about her and her world and just see the story that Monolith takes us on with this game. And apparently, Monolith's next game was part of the NVIDIA leak, and now we know it's Wonder Woman. And if I'm correct, what I read was that when it was leaked on the NVIDIA thing, the date for it was next year. I think it was like holiday next year. So maybe that's still true, but if not, it could also be 2023. Regardless, the game it's some time away, but I think maybe we'll be seeing more of this sooner than we expect.
I hope so. I'm very excited for that game.
Right. I also did hear as well that this Wonder Woman game was not meant to be announced here. I read online that this was supposed to be Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy was supposed to be here, but WB swapped it out last minute because they're a bit cautious and nervous in regards to, all the reception and blowback that the game got when it was first announced and everything. So they're kind of a bit hesitant about they're being real careful about when they bring it back and all.
Yeah.
So Wonder Woman came here instead. Whether or not that's true, up for debate, up for discussion. But regardless, Wonder Woman game is coming, which is very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got the Best Performance Award. That award came, and it was Maggie Robertson.
Yeah.
Came up onto the stage. She got the award. Like I said, I didn't want her to win. I wanted it to be Erica Mori for Life is Strange. I do think she might have gotten robbed a bit. But I thought Maggie Robertson would win solely because of the meme of Lady Dimitrescu. And she won. And congratulations to her. You didn't think she was going to win. You thought it would be Giancarlo.
Yeah, no, I was so torn between wanting Giancarlo and Maggie to win because having heard them both, they both deliver very incredible performances. But as I was watching it and they were announcing the nominees, in my head I was like, I really hope Maggie Robertson wins, and just last minute change, and I'm very glad that she won. Very, very well deserved.
Yeah, congratulations to her. Again, I do think she did a good performance and all. I also do think that the meme of Lady D drove that award a lot. I think that's the case as well, but I do think that I'm sure she did a great performance. I talked about this when we did our predictions and everything.
Yeah. One thing I will say, it's especially impressive that she won this award considering this was her first ever role.
Yes.
In I think in video games, I don't know if she's an actress or not, but this is her first ever voice performance for a video game character.
Great. Congratulations to her.
Mm-hmm.
So then we move on to another world premiere announcement. Another one that people might have assumed was going to happen, but we're very shocked to see it happen. That being Alan Wake 2. Sequel is actually really finally happening.
Yeah.
All these years later. It is coming in 2023. It is a next-gen only game, and it is also going to be Remedy Entertainment's first survival horror game, which is very exciting and really intriguing because I never played the first Alan Wake, but I know it was more of an action-y game with some horror elements in it and all. Yeah. And the way that Remedy's been bringing Alan Wake back to prominence in recent years, where they first, they had him in Control for the DLC, and then we got the remaster recently. It's kind of like they were building up to a sequel happening. It was just a matter of the when and all. And the fact that it's now a survival horror game is very exciting because, I mean, again, the first one kind of has the seeds for a survival horror game there. The premise just screams survival horror, but it's not. And making this one a survival horror game, that's really cool. The world just begs for it. But also, Control, we've not seen a survival horror game from Remedy.
No.
And I think that Control definitely has some scary elements in it, especially when you do the Alan Wake DLC. There are some creepy things in there. So combine that with like the 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 scares, I guess, from the first Alan Wake, and I think Remedy can pull off a really good survival horror game.
Yeah, no, I really think they can too. I haven't played the original Alan Wake either. Also still haven't finished the or played much of the Alan Wake DLC for Control. Um, so be interesting to maybe go and play that before. I might see if I can play the original or the original Alan Wake just to see what might be in store for Alan Wake 2. But from what I can gather, this game is going to be very different from the first one.
Yeah, that's kind of what I gathered too, based off what Sam Lake was saying when he was
Yeah.
talking about it. And all I know is I'm not really a survival horror person. I do want to play the first one, and depending on what they show me with this, I might be in for Halloween Week 2. You might get me in on it.
Yeah. When I was watching the trailer for this, and it kind of started off like cutting through those different scenes. When it got to like it was either the city one or the one before that, and it was like panning through. I'm like, if this is Silent Hill, people are gonna lose their minds.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a bit. Might be a bit more than a bit, but we'll talk about Silent Hill during this recap here because people were upset. So on the completely opposite end of the spectrum, though, we got the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 trailer, which I have not seen the first one, but this movie looks really fun. It looks really cool. We got Chaos Emeralds in here. Eggman, he has his iconic mustache. Tails is here. Knuckles is voiced by Idris Elba. The movie just looks awesome. I actually really want to see this movie now.
Yeah, I haven't seen the first one, and I keep meaning to because I think it's on Sky. I'm not sure, but like I've heard a lot of good things about the first one. Like I've heard that it's much better than people thought it was going to be. So I'm really intrigued to watch it. And the trailer for the second one got me really hyped for the second movie. And I can already tell I'm gonna love it. Idris Elba as Knuckles.
Yeah, it's just like, you think I need your power?
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I'm ready for that movie. I need to watch the first one. I need to watch it. Then we got a short trailer for Horizon Forbidden West. Just show some gameplay. Really cool, stylish cinematic trailer. Done, if I'm correct, by Sun High Legend over on Twitter. He's someone on Twitter who throughout the PS4 generation, he's been posting like GIFs and like short gameplay snippets of like really stylish cinematic gameplay that he does in games. So for Horizon Forbidden West, like Guerrilla and Sony partnered with him to record gameplay for the game that they like post online for their blogs and everything when they like post and talk about new stuff, which is super cool. So he's the one that did this trailer. Really cool, really stylish. Then we got Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, the announcement that it's coming to Epic Game Store on December 16th, which is really exciting. And then Best Action Game. We got that award given out on stage to none other than Returnal. I was very happy to see Returnal get some love, get an award. It totally deserved to win Best Action Game. The game is very fun, very fast paced. I just wish it was nominated for GOTY. It was not, alas, but it got Best Action Game, which was great. You got any thoughts on that before I keep on moving on?
Returnal definitely deserved to be nominated for. Well, I can't say that because I haven't played it, but
no, you can say it. Support me on this.
From what you have told me, it sounds like a very good game. It's one of the games I'm picking up when I get my PS5, which hopefully will be in the next few weeks, if I can find one. But yeah, Returnal definitely absolutely deserved to win an award, and it's a shame it wasn't nominated for GOTY.
Yes. At least it got a Best Action Game. I will take it. I'll take that one. Returnal Hive, rise up. So then after that, we get the whole buttload of world premieres. The first of which, well, not really world premiere here, but a trailer for Destiny 2: The Witch Queen. Ordinarily would have skipped over this, but this was a live action / gameplay trailer, and it was done really well. Like at first I wasn't paying attention, but I was like, wait a minute, hold on now. I'm actually intrigued by this. We got Eris Morn and Ikora Ray, if I'm right, like talking to who's supposed to be like the player character and the like a guardian about Savathun and all. I was just like, ooh, I am invested in this. This is a really good
Yeah.
trailer right here. So props to Bungie for that trailer.
Mhm.
Good one. Good on them. I loved it. Made me really want to play Destiny 2 not Forsaken, Shadowkeep. Don't know when I will though, or if I ever will at this point. Then we got the announcement of Slitterhead. It's the new game from Bokeh Game Studio, which is the new studio from Silent Hill creator Keiichiro Toyama. This game looks really creepy and really weird and off-putting.
I turned off this trailer halfway through when like the
when the
person's face opens up.
Yep.
I turned it off and I was like, no, I am 100% good. Thank you very much.
This looks creepy as all get out, but I was like intrigued so much by it. And this was the first Silent Hill tease because like the trailer started and it said, like years ago, the Keiichiro Toyama created the Silent Hill franchise, and the word Silent Hill were bolded.
Yeah.
And then people were like, "Wait, hold on, what now? What's this?" And then like we were like, "Wait, hold on, it can't be a new Silent Hill game because it's from this team." And then they went on and was like, "Yeah, it's not that." But that right there was just like, "Wait, what? Hold on, Silent Hill? Silent Hill? Say what now?" But that game looks really creepy. And then we got the announcement of Nightingale, which is a multiplayer survival crafting game that has some like shared world ideas in it. Going into early access to 2022 on PC only. And honestly, it's not my game at all in any way, shape, or form. Yeah. But I thought the premise was interesting. I thought it was an interesting premise. I thought it looked like it could be cool for those who actually want to play or like and are interested in survival crafting games and stuff. I'm just not.
Yeah, I'm the same as you. Like it looks cool. If I'm right, I think I am because I think Jeff made a point of this. It's made by one person.
I don't believe that's true.
No,
pretty sure Aaron Flynn is his team is on it. I don't believe that game is just made by one person.
Because I'm sure. No, never mind. I entirely misconstrued.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like that can't be the case.
Yeah, because I remember him saying that like when he was like building up the trailer that he was like, this person wanted me to show off their game since I saw it about 2 years ago in London, and I took that to mean that it was made by one person.
You're thinking of the wrong game, but we'll get to that game in a moment.
Am I? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that game in a moment.
Okay. Then disregard everything I just said.
After Nightingale got announced, though, we got the Beast Saber, Lady Gaga. That crossover is happening. We got a CG trailer for Lord of the Rings Gollum. Not gameplay, but a CG trailer. That's fine, I guess. Then we got a new trailer for Somerville. That's the game that you were thinking of.
Okay.
Somerville, we first saw this game earlier in the summer. This is the one with like aliens coming to the planet and all like that. This trailer didn't really explain more of the premise, but it continued to raise the intrigue and mystique of the world in the game. And yet again, I am very much in on this. I've been in on this from the moment it was announced, and I am still all in on this game. It looks really cool.
Yeah, this is the one where I'm like, it looks cool. It's not my kind of game. Nightingale is the like one that has those weird monsters with the long tongues at the start of them.
I think it had like some giant creatures in it.
Yes, yeah, that's one I'm thinking of. That one I'm interested in. I don't think enough to go out and buy it or play it, but it looks cool. This still looks cool, but not my kind of game, I don't think. Like I might give it a go when it comes out, but you know, we'll see.
Expand the bubble. Expand the bubble's
already too big.
Expand the bubble. You all right, brief aside here. This reminds me of this episode of King of Queens that I saw recently. With Doug and Carrie, and he's talking with his friends Deacon about this dome that he has. And the dome that he has is a dome of people that he wants to be around. And when Carrie, his wife, likes to expand the dome with her friends, he does what he can to keep the dome closed. So you're just sitting here, I'm saying, expand the bubble. Just made me think of that. You're just like, no, the bubble's already closed. I like my bubble the way it is. That was funny. What was actually really charming and cool was this musical performance from the team behind Cuphead. Nice, charming performance, nice musical performance, which then led into an equally, if not more charming trailer for the Delicious Last Course DLC coming June 30th, 2022. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, it's like it again kind of goes along with Cuphead's already like I guess like 30s, 40s style that they have going on, their aesthetic that they have for the entire game. Except like they have the characters, like they have like actual models, real models of the characters on like these dioramas moving throughout like the different environments that they're talking about for the game. It's really charming and really cool. And I was like, you guys keep making me want to play Cuphead. I have it on my Switch and I have like only played it for maybe an hour. I gotta go back and play that game. It looks really cool.
I think I couldn't get past the tutorial of Cuphead.
Wow.
I'm bad at video games, okay?
Okay. Interesting. That is very surprising. I'm not far in it either, but that's mainly because like I try and perfect the levels when my first time through them. And because of that, I end up spending way more time on a level than I know I need to. But I will get back to it at some point in time. Following that, we got the announcement, well, the official announcement, I guess we could say, of Sonic Frontiers. We first got this teased earlier in the year, but now we got the official name. And some in-engine, in-game looks at the world. It's coming holiday next year, and it is a open world Sonic game. We didn't actually get like any gameplay though. The in-engine clips we got was just like the camera panning around like different environments and stuff like that. It looks fine. Like the world graphically looks fine and all, but I'm really more so interested in like how the open world works in Sonic. Like how fast are we able to really get around this open world? Because Sonic is a fast character. Like, is he going to be moving slower in this open world because it's open world, or is he going to be moving really fast and stuff? Like, what is this open world going to be actually filled with and everything? That's what I'm interested in. So, gonna have to wait a bit more. But I think Sonic Frontiers it's a cool announcement. It's a cool announcement there.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm interested to see what the reception of this one is going to be after Sonic Boom.
I don't even think that was the last one. I think the last one was Sonic Forces. I think that might have been the last mainline Sonic game. Sonic Boom was before Sonic Forces. I know that much. That is 100% fact.
Yeah, it 100% was because Sonic Boom was 2014. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm sitting. I know this.
Yeah, I don't know what the reception was to Sonic. I'll look that up just now. But yeah, I'm
Forces wasn't that great either. Didn't get that good reception.
Well then. I'm interested to see what the reception to this game is after the previous two Sonic games.
Yeah, I mean it's an open world Sonic game, which, if I'm correct, is a first for the series. So that's already interesting and exciting enough on its own. They're going into a new frontier, new world, literally to speak. So I hope the game does well, and I hope this game kind of breaks the Sonic cycle of new game gets announced, fans get hyped for it, game comes out. It's bad.
Yeah.
We don't like it. New game gets announced. We're hyped for it. Yeah. Break the cycle, please. Yeah. Sonic Frontiers. So then next up, Hideo Kojima appeared. He appeared. He's like, yeah, sorry, I'm not actually there. But here's my friend Guillermo del Toro. He has a new movie coming out. Take a look at it.
Yeah.
So then we saw a brief little teaser for Guillermo del Toro's new movie, Nightmare Alley, which then led into Guillermo del Toro appearing on screen and saying, hey guys, I'm here to present the award for best art direction. You know, art direction is all about this, that, and the third and everything. You know what game had best art direction? Silent Hill. Someone should make one of those again. Wink, wink. Just like, what? He didn't literally do a wink, but he said, yeah, you know, Silent Hill has great art direction. Someone should make another one of those games. Guillermo, you don't get to come on screen and do that. You don't do that, sir. That's the second Silent Hill reference all night long by you of all people who was directly connected with Hideo Kojima and Jeff Keighley. It's not fair. It's not cool, right? It's not cool. But then he presented the Best Art Direction Award, and it went to Deathloop of all games, which surprised me and just about everybody, because Deathloop is not Deathloop's a fine looking game. I like the style and the aesthetic, but the fact that it won out over Artful Escape and Ratchet and Clank and Psychonauts 2 is a crime.
And Keiran Bridge of Spirits.
And yes, and Keiran Bridge of Spirits. Thank you. I knew I was missing one. It's a crime. It's an
Mhm.
absolute crime that it did.
Yeah, 100%. Like, again, I agree with you. Definitely wasn't a bad looking game. It looks pretty good. I absolutely don't think it looks better than Keiran Bridge of Spirits or Ratchet and Clank or Psychonauts 2. So,
Right.
like, and also, can we, like, best art direction, was Forza Horizon 5 nominated for this category?
No.
I
Again,
feel like it should have.
art direction isn't necessarily graphics. It's more like the arts. It's like art style of everything. Like the art style of things. Graphics is part of it, but I'm sure like art
Yeah,
style and the aesthetic of things is more about art direction, more of what that means. So Forza, beautiful looking game. I wouldn't put it in the art direction category either. And even if it was, it would lose to Kana, Ratchet, Psychonauts, and Artful
yeah.
Escape in my eyes.
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking of because they made a big deal of this when they originally announced it, where they were like, yeah, we sent people to Mexico and we had them make or like capture 12K footage of the sky, and like it's like a full, I don't know. I don't think that Deathloop should have won this category.
Yeah, no, shouldn't have at all, 100%. But then we got a rapid fire of awards here. Best RPG, Tales of Arise. Best score music, Dear Replicant. Content creator, Dream. Best multiplayer, It Takes Two. Best mobile game, Genshin Impact. Back to back to back to back to back, just like that.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the like back to back, like you'll have back to back announcements, then back to back awards, then back to back announcements. I kind of like that because it breaks it up a little bit, but I also feel like it would be just as good if they did like game announcement or game award, game award, game award. But then there's also the fact of like you would have to either cut the number of games you're showing or pad out the number of awards if you were to do it like that.
Yeah. I strongly take issue. I definitely this year more than any year took issue with the way the awards were done. Again, I'll talk about it when we get to the end and we're like, all right, what do we think of this show? Because it's an issue. It's an issue here. But I should also say Deathloop went to the stage, get their award on stage. Next up, best narrative went to Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. They took the stage, and like I said when we did our predictions, I want Life is Strange to win, but I'm telling you, all the praise that Guardians was getting, everyone was like, wow, this is legitimately an amazing narrative here. Amazing story, amazing characters, amazing writing all across the board. So I was not surprised. Well, I was surprised. I was like, oh, wow, it actually did. But I was like, you know what? I thought it would anyway. And I'm very happy that it won. Congratulations to them on that one.
Yeah, having played that game now, I've finished it. We'll talk about that at the end of the show when we go over what we've been playing. I agree with it's like I'll talk about it when we get to what we've been playing. But for now, I will say I enjoyed that game so much more than I thought I would.
Yeah. I'm happy that it won.
Yeah, so that award is very well deserved.
Congratulations to them on that one.
Mm-hmm.
So after that, we got some more reveals. Chia, we got a gameplay trailer coming spring 2022. This is the game where you play as the girl. She can like kind of possess different animals and do stuff in it. Got that. Then we saw our first ever gameplay of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I thought the gameplay looks like fun. It looked a bit more fast-paced and dynamic than I expected it to, which is really cool in my opinion. And I will say it got me more excited for the game than I was before.
Yeah, same. I ever since they announced it, the premise of this game has always interested me. But like it's kind of like similar to how I was with Guardians, where I was like, this game looks really cool and I'm really interested in it. I'll pick it up if it's on sale. Like, but the gameplay that we saw has kind of made me look at it in the sense of like, I might pick this game up at launch. This looks like a hell of a lot of fun. I also love that we see the Flash because the Flash is my favorite superhero.
Yep, Flash. He was a major presence in the trailer and all,
Yeah,
and it's confirmed Barry Allen Flash. So there is
yeah.
that.
I also love the I can remember, I think it's Captain Boomerang who tries to shoot him, and then
Maybe.
and then he's no, I think it's Deadshot actually, and then he's like, you might as well just mail me the bullet.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that's another one. I haven't gone back and watched any of these trailers since the award show ended, so I do want to rewatch these. But then we got a new look at Forspoken. I was about to say Forsaken. Forspoken, with some more story and gameplay footage. The game continues to look amazing and fantastic. And it's coming May 24th. We have a release date now. May 24th, 2022. Very exciting. Super looking forward to that game. Locking that day in. I am playing it day one. It's happening. Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 got announced, coming to next gen and PC. Beautiful. Saints Row had a trailer that showed off gameplay, which I would like to think shut down all the haters and the naysayers.
Mm-hmm.
That game is, yes, while it is more grounded than Saints Row 4 and maybe Saints Row 3, it is still keeping like the wackiness or some of the wackiness that Saints Row 3 starts to introduce to the series. And I'm like, bring it, baby. Bring it. I am on that game now. I'm like, I was looking forward to it, but not excited. Now I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I was the exact same. I'm like, yeah. Well, again, when they first showed it, I was not on the train of people who were like, it looks like Fortnite. It doesn't look like Fortnite. And
Yeah.
I also think that, or I also hope that this trailer, like you say, kind of shut those people up, because it looks like Saints Row, which is a huge compliment, and I'm very much looking forward to that game.
Can't at August 23rd, I think. August 23rd is the date the game comes out, if I'm correct. Give it to me. Give it to me. Next award was Metroid Dread for Best Action Adventure Game. Came to the stage and accepted that award. Doug Bowser specifically came up to accept the award. Congratulations to Metroid Dread for winning that one, which I believe I wanted and thought would win. So good to them, I believe. And then after that, you pulling it up right now? Did I predict that one?
Yes. Which award is this for again?
Best Action Adventure. Metroid
Best
Dread won it.
Action Adventure.
I'm almost positive I thought it would win. I don't know if I wanted it to, though. I think I did.
Yep, you were correct. Yeah, you wanted Ratchet and Clank to win. You said Metroid Dread would.
Well, I like I said, I figured it would. Congratulations to them. And then again, another deluge of you did the thing. I'll explain in a second. So then I'll explain in a second. So then we got a bunch of other announcements here. Dune Spice Wars got announced. It's a 4X real-time strategy game coming in early access next year. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands got a new trailer. Game looks fun. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is exactly what you would think it would be. Among Us VR got announced, which is bizarre and weird and creepy as all. Just seeing like the Among Us characters in first person like that, dear God, no. But it's coming to PSVR and Quest 2. Maybe I will play it on Quest 2. That might be how I play Among Us. Then we got a K-pop performance from the team behind DoKV. The characters just performed the song from the trailer. It was. I was like, all right, I'm gonna tune out and listen to the song.
Yeah.
And then Genshin Impact was announced to be getting 2 characters. Because that's the thing that's happening.
So I assume the spelling mistake was not.
That was not an accident. I did that on purpose because that is literally how it got pronounced.
Oh.
The person that they had announced it, like it was some like, I don't know, like influencer or whoever, I don't know. And they were like, it was either for this or best mobile game. It was somewhere where they were like, Genshin Impact. I'm pretty sure it was the best mobile game. I think I forgot to add it in here to the doc, but it gets best mobile game. They're like, best mobile game goes to Genshin Impact. And like I put it in there like that because you made the mistake when we were doing the predictions episode. You said Genshin Impact.
Oh, did I?
Yes, you did. Remember? You said Genshin Impact, and I was just like, yeah, Adam Jensen. Adam Jensen's gonna be
yeah, because you never asked first. I was like, as I was looking through it, I'm like, oh hey, there's a spelling mistake here. Let me just fix that.
That was totally on purpose, and you fixed it. And had I not known that I made it, I would have just like looked over. That was the thing I was talking about earlier, man. Come on.
Oh, I thought you would put something in here about like, and unfortunately, Hollow Knight Silk Song did not get announced, and I was gonna cry.
No, a lot of things that weren't announced though.
Yeah.
Our announcement predictions were very wrong. No
Oh
Hollow
yeah,
Knight, no
100%.
combat. No, it was a whole lot of stuff that we predicted that was not here at all in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Steel Rising coming next year. That was announced. Star Trek Resurgence is a Telltale-esque game, and that's coming spring of next year, which is interesting and exciting for Star Trek fans. Best ongoing game, though, that award was given to Final Fantasy XIV. They took the stage. Very happy to see them get that. They very much deserved it. And Final Fantasy XIV also won Best Community Support too. So clap it up for the team over there behind Fantasy 15. Good for you all. Then we got some more announcements. Rumbleverse, it's a melee battle royale game. Coming February 15th, has a cartoony art style. You could suplex people off of rooftops. Looks crazy. A Plague Tale Requiem got a new trailer that's coming next year. It was a gameplay trailer, actually. I am very much excited for that game. Dying Light 2 Stay Human got a CG trailer. Didn't really care too much for it. Crossfire X got a campaign gameplay trailer. That looks cool. That's coming February 10th, 2022. So just another game to add to February, because who needs more games in February, you know? There's not enough there. You got any thoughts on that one before I move on? Because I look like you did.
Yeah, I'm super excited for this. This looks like the Battlefield campaign I wanted with 2042, but I'm getting it with Crossfire X. 100% in on that game.
It looks cool. It looked cool. Maybe I'll play it. Then Imagine Dragons took the stage and they did a performance celebrating Supergiant Games. They did music from Bastion, I know for certain, and maybe other games. I'm not sure because I've never played their other games or any of their games. But it was a cool performance. I liked it.
Wait, so I didn't see this part. They didn't perform Arcane.
I didn't watch Arcane, so I don't know. I can't tell you.
Did they? There's a song called Enemy.
I was half paying attention, dude. I was like Imagine Dragons performing. Cool. They're doing that while I do other stuff.
Yeah. Because the one that Sting performed right at the start of the show, I knew what song it was with like the first like two notes of the piano because it's my favorite song from Arcane. And I had assumed that Imagine Dragons would be performing Enemy, which is the theme title from Arcane.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they was just Supergiant Games. So yeah, it definitely wasn't Arcane because Arcane's Riot. No, it wasn't there. It was not. It was just Supergiant Games. Sorry, I'm sitting here just like I don't know. I know it wasn't. So yeah, sorry to disappoint you. It was very surprising though. Everyone thought it was going to be something from Arcade, but nope, Supergiant Games. Nice crossover. Innovation and accessibility went to Forza Horizon 5. They got to go on stage and accept that award, and then they also got Best Sports Racing Game at the same time. Congratulations to Forza Horizon 5. It cannot be understated enough how they have the ASL on screen during cutscenes. Cannot be understated enough how amazing that is. Good for them. Then GTFO was announced to be available right now, and we got a teaser. Well, not a. I'm gonna say a teaser because this was basically a teaser trailer for the Halo TV series, 1 minute long. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't want to sound like a hater. This did nothing for me. I thought this would do something for me. It did nothing. I was just like, okay, that's Halo. Halo TV series doesn't look any. They're putting money into it. I can tell you that much. Yeah. But I have no way to gauge whether or not this show is going to be good or not. I'm just like, it's a show that's happening. Hopefully, it's good.
I kind of feel the same way. Like I say, I've watched the trailer like 6 times just to be like, I have to have missed something. I have to have missed some detail that's going to be like, oh my God, they're doing this. No, it's just you see a pelican flying, you see Chief walking around. It's kind of it.
Yeah, you see some other characters too, or some other places, but like there's not much there to the trailer.
No,
and to get like you excited, unless you're like a diehard Halo fan, it's like Halo, like the foaming mouth guy from Avatar. It's like Halo, Halo series, yeah. Unless you're like that type of fan, it's just like okay, hope you're good.
Yeah,
see you when I see you.
It's here.
and it's a thing.
Yeah.
You know what else is a thing? Deathloop getting to take the stage to accept the best game direction award, like I figured it would, like I knew it would. I knew that if it didn't win, I would have been maybe surprised. But Deathloop got best game direction. Congratulations to Arcane for that award. And then more awards, rapid fire, best esports game, League of Legends, bam, family game, It Takes Two, bam, fighting game, Guilty Gear Strive, bam, sim strategy game, Age of Empires 4, bam, VR AR, Resident Evil 4 VR, most anticipated game, Elden Ring. Literally, the way I just did them is how it happened during the show. I'm exaggerating a tad, but like literally, best esports games, here are the nominees. And the winner is League of Legends. Best family game, here are the nominees. And the winner is It Takes. That's literally how it happened for each of those. Just wanted to put that out there. It's a point we'll come back to in like maybe 5 minutes. Then we got an Elden Ring trailer, story, CG cinematic trailer, probably going to be the opening of the game. Then we got a trailer for Arc Raiders, brand new game here, coming 2022 to next gen. And the trailer was very cool. Cool. Why was I saying it like that? Trailer was very cool, barring the barring the very weird music choice backing the trailer. I was just like, this is an odd music choice, but this trailer is actually cool. I really like am all in on this game. It kind of reminded me a lot of like, it made me think of Battlefront and taking down AT-ATs, except like as humans.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Not to
like
me.
Like in terms of like literally the way like the running animation seemed very much like the running animation from Battlefront and Battlefield. Not as a bad thing, but as watching it, I was like, man, this gives me like heavy Star Wars Battlefront vibes of like we're trying to take down AT-ATs, and you know, except we're like the foot soldiers. We don't have the ship. I forgot what ship. Wow. Oh, I thought I was like, wow, okay, you got it now. When times like they're like taking down the giant machines and stuff.
What's the ship called?
That's irrelevant. I'm blanking on it too. Don't worry. That's not important. But we know, all Star Wars fans know that we know what we're talking about here. But the game looks cool. Arc Raiders looks exciting. I'm gonna keep my eye on this one for sure.
Sorry, I'm an airspeeder.
I don't think so.
Sure,
I think
let's go with that.
I think it's called it's either the A-wing. I think it's the A-wing or a B-wing. One of the two. It's one of them. It's not a Y-wing. It's not an X-wing. I know that for a fact. That's irrelevant though.
Yeah. I haven't watched this trailer.
Wow. Okay, so that's why you didn't get the analogy I was making.
Yeah.
If you watch it, you'll understand what I mean immediately. It looks cool though. And then the final announcement of the show was from The Matrix. Keanu Reeves, Carrie-Anne Moss came on screen. Well, they were on screen, not on stage. Showed us a clip from the movie, and then they showed us a trailer for The Matrix Awakens. It's a playable experience that you can get on your PS5 or Series X. I have it downloaded, wanted to jump into it last night, just I didn't have time to. But people have been posting footage from this and pictures from it over the weekend. I haven't well looked at the footage, but I've seen the screenshots, and this is gorgeous. This is running an Unreal 5. It's an Unreal 5 experience, and it looks gorgeous. Tell you that much. I'm very excited to jump into it at some point this weekend.
Yeah, I haven't played either. I haven't even got it downloaded yet. I haven't seen the trailer, but I've seen I've seen people posting clips from it of like them being like, this game is insane. That game looks insane. Like insanely good. I am so excited to download that and play it.
And apparently it was only a small team that did it in like a year, and some people from the coalition helped out on it too. I don't know all the details, but if that was just a small team working on that, which again, I haven't played it yet, but if it was a small team on that, I can only imagine full team with the full development time on a full game. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be incredible. Absolutely incredible. But that was the final announcement. The final announcement to end the show on. And then we get to Game of the Year. And the winner was surprising just about everyone. I don't think anyone thought this was actually going to happen. We didn't, because we both got this wrong. Yeah. It Takes Two won Game of the Year. And Joseph Ferris, he got up. He was like, yeah, I did it. He cursed out the Oscars twice within the first like 8 seconds of his speech, and his speech was like super short. And then got off stage. Jeff was like, "All right, that's it, guys. Thanks. See y'all later. See you next year." And that was the show. Now, a lot of announcements in there. Some of them cool announcements. My issue with this show, though, first off, it ended on a low note. The Matrix Awakens, I'm sorry, while as cool as it might be, that's not to end the show on. Like, I was expecting a one more thing that was not a one more thing. It kind of ended abruptly. But my issue with the show this year, it comes down to the fact that as I read, you might have caught on to this, as I've read this, there were a lot of announcements, a lot of trailers, and a lot of these trailers back to back to back to back to back. And not all of these trailers are like 1 minute trailers. Some of these are like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Some of them are 1 minute. And when you have sections of your show where you have just trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer, back to back to back like that, where you have full like 10 to 15 minute stretches of just trailers in between awards, that's a problem. That's a problem. And it's a problem because the show is called the Game Awards. Yes, the trailers have always been the big draw of the Game Awards. And people always want to say the Game Awards is like the Oscars of gaming. It's not the Oscars of gaming, never has been, never will be. The reason being is because the trailers are always the main draw. But the issue comes into play when the announcements literally get more of a focus than the awards.
Yeah.
And like, there were 20 something awards here. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them were on the stage. All the others were either bundled in or rapid fire. And of the ones who were able to go on stage, they all had to give really short, really brief acceptance speeches. They weren't able to, actually take the time to accept their award. Freaking Game of the Year was a rushed speech. Like, Joseph Ferris is up there on the stage giving a speech, and then he said something like, "Oh, can I?" And they were like, he's like, "Oh yeah, they're telling me I gotta hurry up." Why? The awards are being done a disservice, and the games and the developers who are getting these awards are being done a disservice in favor of a litany of trailers and ads in between trailers too. Like, just like, here's a short 1 minute trailer, a 1 minute ad for freaking Chorus. Here's a launch trailer for Chorus. We're gonna show that. Here's a brief ad with Jeff Goldblum for Raid Shadow Legends. It like things like that. So when you have these announcements mixed in with the ads, and then more announcements, and then here's one award, and announcements, and then ads, and announcements, and here's another award, and then here's announcements, and then ads, and now we're gonna do multiple awards, except we're gonna rapid fire them, not give some of these devs the chance to go on stage to actually accept their award and have the spotlight on them. It's a problem. Like, awards like Best RPG, Best Score Music, Best Multiplayer, you would think they could go on stage to accept that award.
Yeah.
You would think that Best Fighting Game would be able to go on stage, Best Family Game, things like that. Why is also Games for Impact? I get that's a lower stakes award, I guess, but also, why is it that one like main show? They were able to accept it, do an accepted speech, like on the pre-show stage and all, but still, some of these awards are just like, why are they not given the main stage treatment? I get that there's a whole lot of stuff going on in the show, but honestly, the show this year more than ever showed that the announcements have taken the front seat and the awards are taking a back seat at the Game Awards.
Yeah. I I want to clarify something I said earlier when I said that I like the like back to back to back like awards or announcements. I don't mean in the sense of like, oh, I like how they're really short, or I like how you kind of brush past them. I more mean that like I like to keep them. I guess I like them concise, but not to the point the Game Awards were doing. Not to the point where it's like you say, Game of the Year speech. Oh, they're telling me to hurry up after like 30 seconds. Like not to the point where some of these creators, like you say, like Games for Impact, Life is Strange 2, no, they got to go on stage and accept, right?
Yeah, I guess I wish that was a main show one, but again, they were
Yeah,
able
yeah,
to go
exactly.
up there. But best RPG, for example, or best score
Yeah,
music, like why is best RPG just a hey, was gonna say best RPG, here are the nominees, not say what the nominees are. You can see it on your screen. Here are the
yeah,
nominees. 2 seconds later, and the winner is Tales of Arise. We'll give it to you like in like 10 seconds.
yeah. Like that's award show 101 is like here's the nominations, and then you say Tales of Arise, X game, X game, X game, because I can't remember all the
Right.
games that were
Like the
nominated for
ones
that.
that were on stage, they said, here are the nominees, and then they showed each nominee, and like, here's this one for a short bit, here's
Yeah,
this next game, here's this next game. But when they were just like rattle fires, just like, these are the nominees, and the winner is this, like
yeah.
literally 2-3 seconds later. It's just again, it's just not giving the awards the attention that they actually
Mhm.
deserve.
Yeah, 100%. Like I can't remember who said this, and I can't remember where I saw it, but there was something that I saw just before, maybe like a week, 2 weeks before the Game Awards came on, where it was basically somebody had written an article, I think, saying that the Game Awards was basically just media fanfare where they show a bunch of trailers or make a bunch of announcements and then throw in a couple of like
Awards.
rushed awards in the middle. And
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, like you say, this year more than ever proved that
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, yes, like you say, the big draw of the Game Awards is trailers. That's what brings people into watch because everyone's like, oh my God, they're going to announce this, they're going to announce that. But like, I also don't think the announcements this year were super, like, some of them were cool and some of them made me go, oh, that's awesome. I'm excited for that. A lot of them, I was just like, okay, next, I guess. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there weren't a lot of like, where was Bioshock? Where was Silent Hill? Where was like, not that I'm saying that those were the games that had to appear here, but like, where was that level of announcement? Where was like back in 2019 when they were like, hey, here's the Series X? Like, where was that announcement?
Yeah, and I mean, to be fair, we're still in a pandemic, so teams have
Exactly. Yeah.
difficulty with development and all like that. So like, there is a pass on that, like for some big games not being here at all.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the Game Awards, it's people have always called it just one big giant advertisement essentially, and
Yeah.
again, you said like, the awards are second fiddle to it, and they become it because of that. It's because of the or just the litany of trailers that you're just bombarded with for 3 hours back to back to back. And then also advertisements, like not even just like the advertisements, like I said, like, oh, here's a short trailer for Chorus that just came out. Here's Jeff Goldblum doing this. It's also like, hey, yeah, we partnered up with DoorDash. Use this code for 20%, get
Yeah.
20% on your meal. Hey, we partnered with Spotify to see what the most played songs and genres were for people on their consoles. Here they were. No one cares. We don't care about that. And again, I get these are the thing that pays the bills for the Game Awards. These are kind of like this is the medicine that you have to swallow down in order to
Yeah.
get your candy treat afterwards. But again, it all comes at the disservice of the actual awards. And that is what is so annoying and frustrating and distressing about this.
Yeah, like I was watching when Jeff was like, and stay tuned because we partnered with Spotify to see what people listen to most on their consoles. I'm like, why do I give a word I can't say on the like? I don't care. Who cares about that? Why would you
Right.
even think that somebody would be like, oh, that's something I really want to know. I can't wait. Like,
Right.
no.
It's like these are the things that we're getting, and this time could easily be given and dedicated to actually giving an award its moment in spotlight.
Yeah.
It's actual due diligence as opposed to just being stuck in this rapid fire of awards. Just like we got to rattle off these awards because we know we're short on time. We just got to do like 5, 6 all at once. Get them in there. Get them in there now. Like, it's a shame, man.
Yeah.
It's really a shame.
You know what the Game Awards needs?
What?
The Game Awards needs an opening night live. Then that's where they could have all their announcements and all their, maybe not like all their ads, because I'm sure they would have to still run ads during the Game Awards, because that's like, it's the Game Awards. It's not E3, it's like Gamescom. Like, people are coming to watch the Game Awards, so people will want to have their advertisements on the Game Awards. But like you say, people are going for announcements, and the awards are kind of taking a back burner. So why not just have like an opening night live kind of thing for the Game Awards as well as E3 and Gamescom?
Because then so what you're saying, if I'm following, is to have an opening night live S type of thing where all the announcements are and then the awards are its own thing.
Not even that's the essence of what I'm saying, but like not even all of the announcements. Just like keep maybe like 2 or 3 or like 4 or 5 for the actual Game Awards, and then have like, all maybe your smaller announcements and your pre-show announcements on this like opening night live-esque thing.
Well, the reason you don't do that is because then no one watches the Game Awards. Everyone tunes in for the opening night live thing, and then the viewership for the actual Game Awards is just down because no one wants to just see the awards. People want like these big announcements and stuff, which is why I think you don't like do a split it in 2 type thing. And also just like coordinating people's schedules and stuff like that also plays a factor, I'm sure, in things.
100%.
So what I think the Game Awards needs to do is, I think Jeff needs to either, one, he needs to shorten this thing down. 3 hours, 100%. I'm sorry. Like, I sat here for 3 hours watching it, and at a certain point, it's just like, all right, here's the next thing, here's the next thing, here's the next thing, here's the next. It's just a lot. I can only imagine what it's like being in that theater for 3 hours, just sitting there watching these trailers back to back to back. It needs to be shortened up. In addition to shortening it up, what you can do by shortening it up is this: you decrease the length to maybe 2 hours, right? Maybe 2 hours. By decreasing the length, you get rid of a bunch of this fluff. And by fluff, I don't mean to shade some of the games that get announced here, but you just cut out some of these announcements. So you have your big AAA announcements. You have like some of those. You have some of your indie announcements here. You have some of your like middle of the road like announcements, right? You have some, but you have far less than you do now. And then you just have more time for your actual awards. That way, more actual awards can be done on stage. Some awards, I have no problem. Honestly, I don't have a problem with awards being done like off stage, like kind of like a rapid fire. I don't necessarily have a problem with it for the lower stakes ones.
Yeah.
For some of those low stakes ones, like most of the esports ones, you can do off on the side like that because the vast majority of people do not care. If you want to do like best esports team or athlete on stage, sure, you can do that. But coach, event, esports game, you can do those on the side. Best audio design, sure, it can be on the stage. Maybe it could be on the side too. I don't know necessarily if anyone would be too torn up about that. Content creator of the year, that could be on stage or off. But things like, again, best RPG, best music, best multiplayer should be on the stage. They should not be on the side at all.
No.
Best fighting game, best family game should be on the stage. Best VR AR game could be on the stage, could be on the side. Sim strategy, same deal. It depends on the awards. But like, there needs to be more time actually given to these awards, more of a focus put on them. And the award winners needs to be given, give them a bit more time, say their piece, give them a little speech and all like that. We don't need to rush them off the stage so that we can be bombarded with another 5 trailers in a row for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I think. And that's why I think like this year's Game Awards is like a B at best. a B at best, C plus at worst, I think. Because again, it was not a bad show, but again, just the blatantness of just like how much the awards are taking a backseat to everything, compounded with just the announcements that were here, kind of makes this like a B grade on Game Awards, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would even go so far as to say I would probably lean more towards a B minus, if not a C plus. Like,
yeah,
again, it wasn't a bad show. There was some stuff in here where I was like, hey, that looks cool. That's, probably something I'm gonna play. And I'll say some of the awards that I think they gave an appropriate amount of time to, but the ones where people went up onto stage to accept and were rushed off because they had to get to the next ad or the next announcement kind of feels like it's a bit pointless calling it the Game Awards when you're not focusing on the awards.
right. Exactly. Like it's just the game, and it's like I don't even know when exactly this started because it wasn't always like this. But this shift happened at some point in time in the past few years, and I'm not really a fan of it. It's crazy. I saw someone online say, this will be the last point I say this, then we move on. I saw someone online say that it's crazy how the Game Awards last year, when we were all in the pandemic and spread apart and all, and it wasn't in person, how that one felt more, I guess, like honorable in a sense. There was a certain word they used, but it felt more down to earth than this one did.
Yeah.
And they said that, I thought about it. I was like, yeah, you're right. Like thinking about it. Yeah, that one had a lot of announcements and stuff in it too and everything. Or at least a fair amount. I don't remember exactly. But that one felt like way more honorable and down to earth than this one did. And I was like, you are 100% right. So Jeff, if you are listening to this, please seriously rethink the awards next year. Please. Give them their due diligence. That's all we ask. And shorten the show, please. Shorten the show, and also tell Guillermo or Kojima, tell anyone up there who has any connection to you in Silent Hill, not to go making Silent Hill references unless they got something to show. Okay? It's not cool.
Also, reveal Hollow Knight next time.
That's out of your hands. That's out of his hands.
Show Hollow Knight. Just do something with Hollow Knight next time. That's all I wanted.
Talk to Team Cherry on that one, okay? But you could tell other people, don't make these references.
Yeah. Also, don't make it 1 a.m. UK time. Thank you.
He talked about that too. But moving on. Yeah. Moving on now. Okay, so like we mentioned before earlier, there was a report from Bungie. Well, let me reword how I'm going to say this and actually cut this part out right here too, so I can just redo that.
Got it.
So, like we mentioned a bit earlier, like real briefly, Bungie, the report came out about them and the workplace conditions over there. And this report comes from IGN's Rebecca Valentine, who did a fantastic job with this report. It is very dense, it is very lengthy, and a lot of the points in it are points that have been brought up across multiple reports at multiple other studios, whether it be the studio behind Gone Home, I'm blanking on their name right now, Fulbright, whether it be Fulbright, Activision Blizzard, whether it be Ubisoft, Riot, the conditions here and the issues happening at Bungie, it's more of the same, essentially.
Yeah.
Not so much like sexual assault and harassment like at some of these studios, but the vast majority of these issues are ones that we've heard at other places. So because of that, we're not really gonna go digging into like the specifics of the who did the what's and everything, because a lot of it is repeating things that we've heard many times again, over and over again. And the show has also gone on pretty long already. And if we did that, we'd be here for just as long. But I do highly, highly encourage you to go read Rebecca's full report. Please go read it. It is very, very well done. Keiran, please go put the link to it in the description of the video or of this episode, actually, I should say. Because I definitely want people to read it. It's definitely required reading for sure. But in her report, Basically, she highlights how at Bungie there have been major workplace condition issues with regards to racism, sexism, crunch, HR protecting abusers over there, a boys' club culture. That's a term that's been covered up a whole lot lately in different
Mm-hmm.
places. Microaggressions happening, systemic inequalities, and difficulty with employees being heard. And that's just kind of like a summation overview of the different workplace condition issues happening there, which, like I said before, we've been hearing about all these different things at many of the different studios. The stories are are very similar ones. Keiran, have you? I don't think you've read the story, but have you like read or heard anything from this story?
Um, I mean, I can't say that I have. I haven't read the story. I like. I think I started to skim it on my break at work, but I was just so focused on not working that I didn't really focus on it. Um, but like you say, assume this stuff happens everywhere until proven
Mhm.
otherwise. And I think this report kind of I assume, because I haven't read it, I assume that this report kind of confirms like some of Bungie's history and what they are trying to do to fix that.
Yeah, it does. And it's funny. The article starts off with with referencing the tweet that Bungie put out last year. No, not last year, earlier this year, after the Activision Blizzard stuff came out about how Bungie was like, yeah, Bungie, so on and so forth. We try to be better and everything. And how many of us outside the company saw it were like, yeah, great Bungie. But employees were just like, huh, scratching their heads and kind of like got a bit upset because they're like, you guys are posturing. That's not what things are actually like, or that's not what things have actually been like
Yeah.
at the company for years and all like that. Um, so there is that, and then like I said, there's talks of a bunch of other different things, and Rebecca kind of breaks it down by talking about the narrative team first, because the narrative team over at Bungie is like was where a majority of these issues happen, or it's where there were the narrative team was where a lot of issues happened, and a lot of all the issues at the company happened there in the narrative team. And the result of all those issues and the effect it had on the employees could be seen the best in the narrative team. Um, so like it was a the narrative team was a key source, like I said, of many of these issues, thanks to the abusive leadership that the native team had, the high turnover rate and burnout that they suffered as a result of this abusive leadership. Their abusive leadership, it caused them to have to crunch a bunch. There was so much crunch that they were doing, that led to the high turnover and burnout that they had. The writers over there, the narrative team, they wanted to make the story for Destiny 2 more inclusive, whether that be with by making the female characters, better written, including
Yeah.
same-sex relationships, like with Devrim K. The For those who may or may not remember him, he was the sniper guy that you first meet on Earth at the beginning of Destiny 2
Yep.
and all. And they in the story, Rebecca talks about one of the employees that she talks with talked about how they wanted to. Initially, they included a line that Devram says about he misses his partner, right? No name, just says his partner. And the line made it do a bunch of edits and everything and stuff. But then someone higher up said, no, we can't put that in there because the game might get banned in China and Russia. So then like they had to like work around it, and they eventually ended up just changing the line to say to reference someone named Mark instead of his partner. And then when the game came out, everyone was praising Bungie for having this same-sex relationship and all like that. But it was just like, you guys are getting all this praise and like taking like you guys are accepting all this praise when really we had to fight for that. You all
Yeah.
were like really not letting us do that. It's crazy. But that was something that the narrative team dealt with. They were coming into conflict with other departments on narrative decisions and direction. So like the cinematics team would do things with their cinematics that the narrative team was like, wait, no, that's not what we're trying to do with the story. So then things had to be rewritten to work with what the cinematics team was doing and all. Um, Leadership would be dismissing ideas from the writing team and asking them to do menial tasks and demeaning them. So this is a problem where, again, this happened across the company, where they would male figures in the company, they would like a woman would speak and they would just ignore them, or just kind of be like, yeah, okay, what about you though? What about this other person over here? What do they have to say? Or like the lead writer over in the narrative team, they were like, yeah, can you take notes for us, please? And it's like, wait, I'm the lead writer. Why am I taking notes
Yeah.
on what's going on here and all? Um, and then demeaning them with the end, like I said, just pretending, kind of like ignoring them, pretending that they weren't there, talking down to them. There was one person, I believe it's the main woman that Rebecca talks to in the article, uh, where I believe she made a suggestion of some sort, and one of the leadership people was like, "Yeah, we're not going to take your idea or something because you're not good enough at the game. Why don't you get better at the game first?"
Wow.
Exactly. Like seriously. And then again, across the company, there's men interacting with women in ways that made them feel uncomfortable, whether that be, going for hugs, that like going for unwanted or unaccepted
Yeah.
hugs and everything. And like it in the article, Rebecca writes how some women like literally had to put notices or like things on their desk saying, "Hey, do not come in my space. Give me my personal space. Do
Yeah.
not come in my space," and all. And that's a real broad overview of the issues that happen at the company, but issues that the narrative team themselves also dealt with.
Yeah. No, like no company is perfect. This is a clear example of that. Some of this is just downright inappropriate. I'm still getting over the fact that they asked the lead writer to take notes.
Yeah,
Like
seriously.
yeah. I mean, not that like that's the worst thing that could have happened, and there's some stuff in here that I imagine is arguably a lot worse than that. But at the
Mhm.
same time, it's not really something you should be asking a lead writer to do. That
Right.
like hire a minute person to take
Mhm.
notes. Like don't ask your lead writer.
We're not going to talk about this too much longer, but I do have a little snippet here from Rebecca's article here I want to read. Because like we said earlier, while a lot of the issues happening here at Bungie are things that happen across like many different companies that we've heard in many
Yeah.
reports already, they still are not like as bad as what happened at other companies, but that doesn't make the company any less bad, like the
Yeah.
culture there any less problematic. So reading from Rebecca's article, Rebecca here writes, among many of our sources was a cognizance that, in a strange way, Bungie was better than many other game studios. Few people were aware of any overt physical harassment or assault, and a few barely encountered any inappropriate behavior at all during their time at the company. But as one woman put it, it's not necessary to have a Cosby Suite level scandal for a company's culture to be problematic. Quote, it's very easy to be like, we don't have pictures of naked women posting the office, therefore we're not sexist, she said. Well, you are, but it's a lot of subtle things you haven't picked up on. It's pay discrepancy. It's looking at the data and seeing how many women leave, how many minorities leave. They discount each individual story, saying they weren't happy, they weren't a culture fit. It's harder to see, harder to quantify these things. There's not a silver bullet, not a smoking gun. But when you look at it all compiled together, white men at the top promoted, paid well, minorities more likely to leave, all these things that are indicators that there is a problem, not just being content that you've never heard anyone say anything racist, end quote. Which I think is it's very true. It just is very true. Again, like she says here, it's a whole lot of little things that add up, little and big things that
Yeah.
can add up to show or to be a problematic culture. We don't need to have a Cosby Suite type
Yeah.
situation for a company's culture to be uh, problematic and need to be fixed to the level that Bungie's does.
Yeah. I mean, not everything is going to be black and white. Not everything is going to be like, hey, this is clearly wrong and this is clearly not. It's like you say, a bunch of little things. It's a bunch of things that might slip through the cracks that are still very inappropriate and still very bad for your workplace. But, I think this is a very good way of putting it, that it's not always something that's right up in your face, obviously, all the time. It can be subtle. Some of the time it is, and some of the time it slips through the cracks. It slips through the cracks, which is unfortunate.
Yeah. Um, Now, I do like Bungie's CEO Pete Parsons' full statement on the report that he sent to IGN for when they asked for comment, and he publicly posted the full statement as well. So the link for it is here. Keiran, maybe he'll put it in the link in the description
Yeah.
For those who want to read it too. I'm only gonna read a small portion of his full statement because his full statement he like gives like little actual like detailed like descriptions of like things that they're doing better and so on and so forth over at the company and all. But I just want to read the short 2 paragraph section where he says here, quote, I'm heartened by the progress we have made, but it is not enough and it has taken too long. It also does not sweep away the bad experiences people have had at our studio. As CEO, it is my job to factor both the past and the future and be accountable for all of it here and now. Speaking with the team at Bungie, reading the stories is seeing both known and newly surfaced accounts. It is clear we still have work ahead of us. End quote. And I think it's over the whole statement he puts out, it's a good statement, but I like these 2 paragraphs specifically because it's not him pulling an Activision Blizzard where they're like,
Yeah.
these things don't happen, or like putting out a statement that's like you're trying to like garner sympathy and all, but you're not actually taking accountability or anything like that. It's like he knows that he's like, yes, we have made progress and all, because this kind of comes after he gives like the detailed breakdown of what they've been doing over the past like couple years and everything to make things better. And yes, you are clearly trying to make things better. You're showing that you're trying to clearly make things better, but you're also acknowledging that it's taken too long, that this doesn't make the past just go away, and that it's your job to take accountability for it and to make things better and just continue to improve the company and all. So I thought his statement was really great. It was a great statement. And I think that it shows that the team over there at Bungie is taking things seriously. And I mean, in Rebecca's report, like the employees that she has spoken to, they acknowledge that like, yeah, we things are bad, or things have been bad, but the company has been trying to make things better. And it really seems like they do want to make things better. They're just kind of stumbling and fumbling on the how do we do it part.
Yeah.
And all, and actually getting there.
Yeah. I mean, when I mean, just from that 2 paragraphs you read of Pete Parsons' statement, it's like when you look at that versus what's going on at Activision Blizzard, where they're like, what? That stuff didn't happen. That's just a load of hearsay. That's not true.
Right.
Like,
or like even afterwards, and it's like Bobby Kotick putting out statements and all, but like the board is still backing him, although he's like, it's just like, no, we're not buying it or anything like that. You're not like really showing us that you're actively trying to make things better at all.
Yeah, like it's night and day difference. Whereas Bungie, again, I don't know the inner workings of the studio, but from what you just said, that people in the report are saying that the company are seemingly want to do better and are just fumbling as to how, whereas Activision Blizzard is fumbling the entire thing. Like they don't actually want to change. They're just like, we're just going to make this go away. This isn't a conversation about Activision Blizzard, so I'm going to shut up about them. But like from the stuff that I have seen Bungie doing over the last, we'll say 6 months or so, and the stuff that it seems that they want to do in the future, I do believe that Bungie genuinely want to change, and I do believe that Pete Parsons genuinely wants to be a part of that, and something that he is doing that I am really appreciative of is he is taking accountability for the stuff in Bungie's past. He's not doing an Activision Blizzard try to sweep it under the rug. He is saying, yes, we realize we've messed up. We realize that we haven't been as good as we can be, and we're going to work in the future towards improving that.
Right. And like they want to work towards actually living out the company values that they have at their company and all, kind of similar to how Blizzard had like theirs outside their building. Bungie has their own like set of values and all like that some of the employees they spoke to admitted like, yeah, like we have these values, but like they haven't been lived up to them at all in any way, shape, or form. So the way that they are trying to get at that, some of the things that the company are doing to make things better are that crunch issues and team collaboration, they're being improved. Company town hall meetings are held where employees can anonymously ask questions of leadership, with the questions that get the most votes from the employees receiving answers. And there are also like some new incubation projects in the works with one project that apparently is a major divergence from like your typical Bungie project. This project has a team that has the kind of employees. This team is the kind of team, sorry, that employees will like Bungie to have across the board. It's like a diverse team and everything. They work really well together. There's no crunch issues going on over there. Like that's the type of team that people want Bungie to have across the board. And these are just like some examples of the things that the company is doing to get to make things better at all. And some of the employees over there, like they note these things. And there are other things as well. But at the end of the day, Bungie, again, they're not the worst. They're not perfect. They're not clean, but they are actively trying to make things better. And it seems like they can get there and they want to get there. And if they keep actively acting on that desire, they will get there.
Yeah. And I think it's also important to remember that it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in the snap of the fingers. It's going to take a lot of time, and it's going to take a lot of effort from every single person at Bungie. But like you say, if they keep at it and they keep going towards that goal, to kind of answer your question you have at the end here, do I think there's hope for them? I absolutely do. Just like, what's the word I'm looking for? Because of like the things I mentioned before of Pete Parsons coming out and being accountable for Bungie's past, for the things they've been doing over the last 6 months, and for what employees are saying. I think that's the most important thing is what employees are saying about the company, that yes, they want to get better. They're just stumbling with how, which I mean, like is not great, but I wouldn't expect them to know exactly how they're going to fix it. Like, you're going to make mistakes along the way. That's kind of a given. And I would rather they do that than try and do something and completely fail at it.
Yep. Exactly. So Bungie, please keep working over there. Yeah. Keep trying to make things better. Employees, keep speaking out. Pete Parsons, keep listening, please. And thank you. Be the industry leader that we want you to be, that we were calling, that we were praising you on over the summer. Be that type of person that we want you to be. And yeah, I think we'll leave it at that for this Bungie conversation.
So, I mean, like I mentioned, I'll say Halo first, because I'm not going to talk a whole lot on that. I've been playing Halo Infinite, came out on the 8th. I've been playing, I think I've played like 5 or 6 hours so far. I'm liking it so far. Just,
I was gonna say we've both been playing Halo Infinite this week. Came out, like I said, on the 8th. I haven't had too much time to play it. Keiran himself hasn't had too much time to play. He's played more than me though. But we're not going to talk too much about it right now, because next week's episode is going to be a Halo Infinite dedicated episode where we're just going to be giving all our thoughts on the game. And because of that, we haven't, in addition to us not playing a whole lot of it, we also don't want to talk too much about our thoughts on it this week, just to have to kind of repeat some of those thoughts next week. We'd rather just give it all in one nice fresh go.
Yep.
So you can look forward to that next week, Halo Infinite episode. And Keiran, we said it will be full spoilers or partial spoilers? Full spoiler. This episode will be entirely spoilers. So if you are excited about that and interested in hearing our full thoughts on campaign and all the spoilers about it, look forward to the episode. It'll be a really good one. And if you have not finished the game by the time the episode comes out, don't worry about it. You can listen to it and hear our thoughts on the spoilers after you finish the game. So look forward to that. But Keiran, what else have you been playing?
I finished Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, and because you mentioned it earlier briefly, but
first of all, I think I lied last week when I said that I'd only played the first mission, because apparently I played the first 3 without even realizing it. So
well done.
That happened. I really enjoyed this game, like a lot, like far more than I was expecting to. Combat, I mean, I'll go into more detail in a second, but like combat super fluid. The story is emotional. Characters are funny and relatable. It's a very, very well made game, and I'm very happy that I played it. And I'm really mad at myself that I was like, I'll pick it up when it's on sale, because now I'm like, I should have played this day one. It was
Mhm.
it was really good. But like again, I'm not gonna get well. I'm not gonna say spoilers at all, actually, because there are people recording with me that haven't played it yet and are going to. So, um,
Yeah.
um, I don't know if it would be spoiler to say like there are X amount of chapters in the game.
No, that's not a spoiler. How many
Okay,
chapters are there? Gives me a
uh,
gauge on how long it'll take.
16. There are 16
16.
chapters in the game, and
Okay.
one thing that I was like, I kind of like and I kind of don't is that like the missions are long. The missions take about an hour each, which like
Okay.
kind of lends to the like 16-hour play like time to complete. Which I think I spent maybe 17 hours maybe total on it, but like 17 well enjoyed hours. Very
Nice.
I'm gonna keep emphasizing how much I enjoyed this game because it was really good. Um just I mean to kind of start off with like the more detailed stuff. Uh it's definitely deserving of best narrative. I think that's the award
Mhm.
one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Definitely deserving of best narrative. Again, I'm not going to talk too much about story because I don't want to spoil it for Tyler or anyone watching. But basically, the story had me laughing at multiple points. Like there are multiple points that are like both intentionally and I think unintentionally funny,
Mhm.
if that makes sense. But more importantly, like the characters are relatable. Like maybe not to everyone, but there was one character in particular that I found quite relatable, and I was like, that's actually kind of mimics something that actually kind of happened to me. But
Oh, wow.
yeah, I think that's kind of all I want to say about story because everything else I have to say will go into like story details, and I don't want to do that. I
Mhm.
I I realize every single week that I try and explain what I've been playing. I realize that I'm not very good at explaining what I've been playing. Um, the combat is super fluid. That's probably I think
That's what I was about to ask you.
yeah. Um, I think that Square Enix and Eidos Montreal, that's the developer, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I feel like Eidos Montreal did a very good job of giving you enough tools to play with and not overwhelming you. So each guardian, you can go into the guardian menu and you can activate different abilities for each character. By the end, you will have 4 abilities for each character.
Okay.
That you can go in and choose from, and each one has a I feel like has a very specific or not very specific use case, but is can be
It's
used
good
for
for like different situations.
yeah, it can be used for a specific thing or it can be used just in general, and it works well either way, which I thought was
Okay.
very good and made combat like combat never bored me in this game, not once. Every
Nice.
single time I looked forward to it, and I was also like it's not a game where you can just turn off your brain and kind of go through combat. You have to like there's quick time events, there's huddles, there's all this stuff that you actually have to be paying attention for while you're playing, which like kept me engaged far more than I thought it would. Because when they initially revealed this game and they showed like the slowdown time, you're in the Guardians menu, then you choose. I'm typically not a fan of that sort of thing. Like
Mhm.
I feel like in most cases, for me personally, it takes away from combat and kind of slows it down. In this game, it didn't at all. It was like, and maybe it did at the start a little bit. Now I'm thinking about it, but like once you like learn where buttons are and what abilities do what, then you can just do it without thinking, and
Yeah.
it it makes combat super fun basically all of the time, and I love it. What also makes combat super fun is this game's soundtrack, which is really good, both in
Mhm.
terms of like licensed music and original, like created for the game music.
Yeah.
Um, I really enjoy whenever you execute a huddle, it comes in with like "I Need a Hero" by Bonnie Tyler,
I
or
need a hero.
yeah,
Makes me want to watch
um,
Shrek 2 right now.
um, side note, this is some of the have you seen the end game? Like somebody edited Endgame to have the fairy godmother's version of I Need
Yes.
a Hero. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it'll pop in with like I Need a Hero by Bonnie Tyler or Don't Worry, Be Happy by Bobby McFarlane. I want to say. I don't think
I
that's
don't
right,
know. Can't tell you.
but like it will come in with licensed music when you execute huddle, and every time I'm like, oh, let's go, because the like
Turn up, turn up, turn
yeah,
up. Let's get it.
like this game's licensed music soundtrack, like 99% of the songs are on my playlist that I listen to every day. Like
Nice.
I I love this game's soundtrack. Like the original soundtrack is really great as well, don't get me wrong, but the licensed music in this game is just chef's
I
kiss.
look I look forward to the first time I do a huddle and Rick Astley starts playing. I look forward to that.
It's yeah, it's quite funny. There is an English heavy metal band called Iron Maiden. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. I don't think you
I
would.
have heard of them. They're
Oh, well,
popular, very popular,
yes.
very well known.
Yeah, actually, I think I mentioned them when their new album came out earlier this year. Um,
Mhm.
there is there is a there is I don't know if this was on purpose or if this is just like coincidental and the game just knew I was playing, but
Mhm.
there's a moment where you're flying the Milano and you're like taking down enemy ships, and Where Eagles Dare comes on by Iron Maiden. That's one of my favorite Maiden songs. I like I had a beaming smile across my face the entire time.
You're like,
It's
yes.
yeah, I like play this game 100%. This it's on my game of the year list. I'll put it that way.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it. If I get it as a holiday gift, my intention is to play this game over the like finish it before we come back. Hopefully this and Metroid I can finish before Goaty conversation. Preferably Psychonauts as well, but that might be trying to fit in a bit too many games
Yeah.
in one like week. We'll see what happens though.
Probably the only complaint that's coming to mind right now is, and again, I'm not going to go into it because it's something to do with the story, but it gets at some points repetitive, I feel like.
With like certain events, how like it's like, all right, we're
Yeah.
doing this, and now we're doing this, which is kind of like what we did before, and now we're doing this.
Yeah, it's basically like, hey, we're gonna go and do this. Oh, it didn't work out right. Okay, well, let's go and try again. Oh, it didn't work out right. Okay, let's go and try again.
I see. I can see that kind of being a bit
Yeah,
repetitive
but like,
and all.
yeah, but still a very good story, very good game. Please play it.
I very much looking forward to playing it again. Once I heard all the praise for the story, I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay. Because I mean, again, I was never on the anti Guardians of the Galaxy train when this game was first announced. I was like, all right, let's think it could be cool. Let's think it could be fun. I was like, I had hope for the game. I figured it would be a great game, and I was like, I'll give it a fair shake. Never in my mind did I think this story would be like Goaty level story
Yeah.
and all like that. So that is high praise. And seeing all these people say, yeah, this is like top tier Guardians, top tier Marvel content, like better than movies Marvel content. I'm just like, y'all saying great words that give this game super high praise for its story. So I'm looking forward to it. Expectations have been sufficiently raised for me.
Oh, I do have one more like complaint that just popped in my head.
What?
I played this on Series X,
And
at points the frame rate was like 5 frames a second. It was not good. Like that, at least when I played it, there were quite a few bugs.
Okay,
But
interesting.
again, not any that super. I enjoyed the game. Go play it. That's final thought.
Okay, interesting. I don't remember hearing about many bugs for it, but again, I also didn't really read too many reviews because I thought I was thinking of possibly getting it and reviewing it, but that didn't happen. I just never read any reviews after that. But okay, interesting, exciting. Looking forward to playing that game myself. This week, what I've played aside from Halo Infinite, I finished Artful Escape. That was a good game. It was a fun time. I enjoyed it. The story went basically about the exact same way that one would expect it would. Like I said, from the moment I started the game, I knew exactly how it was going to end, and it didn't like diverge from that path at all. It was predictable how it ended, but that didn't make it any less of a good story. Still enjoy the story, still enjoy the gameplay. It was a lot of fun. But then I was also playing Fortnite this week because season three started up, and I said, all right, I first I wasn't going to, right? I'm like, season 3, cool. I watched the event on Saturday. I didn't play it because I was out, but I watched it that night. Okay, cool. That happened. And then the battle pass comes out. And you tell me Spider-Man is in the battle pass. And I'm just like, all right, Epic, you got my money again. You got 40 something dollars out of me with Team 7 from Naruto Shippuden. And then you throw Spider-Man in the battle pass. And I don't understand. I was able to resist the pull of the Marvel themed season from season 2 and didn't play at all. But you throw Spider-Man in this season, and I'm like, well, I guess I'll buy the battle pass. I guess I'll do it. And the battle pass that they have going on now, it's not like the normal battle pass that you normally think of. It's like it's the battle pass system that they've done it before a couple times where like you get stars and you like there are different items in different tiers in different levels.
Okay.
If you have enough stars, like you need to use stars to buy things in a battle pass level, right? And if you buy enough things in a battle pass level, or if you reach like level 20, right? So actually, let me refer to the battle passes as tiers instead of levels because it's going to get confusing. Everything's like 10 tiers, right?
Mm-hmm.
The stars you use to buy the rewards in those tiers. You can either buy your rewards, buy whatever rewards you want, or you can to get new tiers, or you just level up your character, like gets level 20, level 30, level 40 to unlock tiers. So if you do the star route, I'm explaining this kind of poorly. If you do the star route, right? Because you get your battle pass stars, that is what they're called. Let's talk about tier 1 and 2, right? Tier 2, you cannot unlock until you hit either, I think, level 10 or you buy 7 rewards from tier 1.
Okay.
If you buy 7 rewards from tier 1, you can start buying stuff from tier 2, even though you're not the level that they said you need to be. So then it's like, okay, in order to get tier 3, buy X amount of rewards period overall. So I might say buy 7 more rewards.
Yeah.
Or reach level 30. Or reach not level 30, but let's say reach level 17, right? Let's just throw a number out there, right? So then you could buy, all right, I only want to buy this. That'll give me the 7 I want to unlock rewards from tier 3. And now I have tier 3, 2, and 1 rewards all unlocked right at the start by the Battle Pass bundle. I bought the Battle Pass bundle, which gets you like 125 stars. So I'm up to like tier 7. Like, no, tier 6, or I'm up to like tier 5 or 6, I think, of the Battle Pass rewards. And I bought a bunch of them. And Spider-Man is at like 8 or 9. And I'm just like, I'm trying to get to my boy. Because it's Spider-Man. It's his regular suit. Then, like, obviously, like, there's like the little backpack. There's a web hammer you could get for him. They have the symbiote suit as the top tier one. So, like, trying to get up to that as well. And now they also have in this season, which is a new map, which is cool. I don't particularly care too much about the maps, but the map's cool. But they also have web shooters for you to get around the island, so you can actually go swinging around on the island this season. Because I think they said like with chapter 3, a new thing you could do is swinging. So like I don't know if it'll only be for this season with like Spider-Man web shooters, or like if there'll be grapple things for you to get in future seasons. But people have been saying this with the web swinging is actually really good and feels great. Like on par with, I don't know if on par with Spider-Man, with Insomniac Spider-Man swinging, but better than Marvel's Avengers Spider-Man swinging.
Yeah.
So people were like, how is Fortnite swinging better than Marvel's Avengers swinging? Like, fam, how? So I got to find time to play that now. But I know this next coming week, it's going to be just Halo, me staring down the review barrel of that game. Because I can finish that game easily, but it's a matter of finishing it, doing some more multiplayer, capturing footage, writing the review, all with the hope and goal of having it out Monday. If at all possible. If not, then the goal will be to have it out before Christmas. Hopefully I can, because I don't want to have to worry about doing it after Christmas. I want to be able to put it out before Christmas and then be like, deuces. Have fun
See
with
ya.
that. See you all in the new year. So yeah, that's the goal. But Halo will be the only thing I play for the next week. So that'll be what I talk about in the show. Well, most likely the only thing. Maybe I'll do the Matrix experience as well.
Wow.
We'll see. We'll see what time allows. But with all that being said, because time, Keiran needs to go to bed. So thank you all so very much for watching and or listening to episode 37 of the Play to Win podcast. Remember, go check out our site, playtowingames.wordpress.com. It's the home for all our stuff. Check out our Instagram and Twitter at Play to Win Game. Follow us over there and subscribe to us on YouTube as well. Turn on notifications. Like, comment, share, review, 5 stars. All of that stuff is greatly appreciated. Keiran, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at badlynet, BADLYNET, all one word.
You reminded me of Wacky Wavy Flammable R Flaming Superman. Wacky Wavy Flammable R Flaming Superman.
I cannot do that to save my life.
I can barely do it. I was amazed I did it as well as I did just now. You can follow me over on Twitter at Tyler Miller 2496. Follow me over there. Talk about games, anime, and stuff. Spider-Man No Way Home. I'll be talking about that a bit without spoilers because I know people are sensitive, but I'm very excited for that movie. Thank you all so very much for watching or listening. We'll talk to you all next week. Have a great one.
Bye.